Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 24th, and I hope everybody is enjoying the beginning of our summer. Please remember to sign up for the virtual journal, our barbecue celebration, which will take place at some point later in the summer as the restrictions start to ease, as we've already seen this week a little bit, but we're going to wait for the right time. But it's your opportunity to honor Barbara and Andy Hutter. And also, we'll take this opportunity to wish Andy Refuah Shlema after a successful knee surgery. Hope you're doing well. It's great to see you last night at our Gemara Shir online. And please continue to daven for Refuah Shlema for all those who need, for those families who are hurting because their loved ones are not well. And I know that they certainly appreciate our mentioning of their names every day here, and you're davening for them in your tefillah. Mordechai ben Elka, Rabbi Folzev ben Rickel Gittel bas Sarah, Noah Ali Spat Lilach Esther Rezel bas Sarah, and again all those who need healing. So you can certainly daven, do a mitzvah in their honor, and it'll be greatly appreciated. We'll have the Minyan sign-up sheet for Shabbos next week already coming out today, God willing, and we'll continue to follow the system in the short term. Today's dedication and sponsorship for the video in Dvar Torah is given by Shelley and Vlad Stelmack. Today, on June 24th, Shelley is observing the Shloshim for her beloved father, Leon Karasik, and we had the opportunity to be there with Shelley and her family and to hear all about her father at his Levaya. And I have to say that in a very unusual way for me, it was very uplifting because when we had the funeral exactly a month ago, that was the first time that I was able to be gathered together with a minyan and actually hear Kaddish. So it was the first time in almost 3 months to hear a Kaddish, because we didn't start our minyans here in Shul till June 4th, and this was already the end of May. So it was that unusual instance. But Shelley's father, Leon, was really quite an individual, traveling from country to country, coming from nothing and creating really a tremendous life for his wife and his children and his grandchildren, and his pride was, of course, his grandchildren. But not a lot of people know this, that Leon also lived in Israel for some time, and he actually was an officer in the Israeli army during the Six-Day War. And so helping to fight for our beloved Medinat Yisrael, and then fight for his family and fight for freedom. And I know that he will be very, very sorely missed, and his neshama should have an aliyah. So I wanted to just share a Dvar Torah today in his honor, and something that I hope will encapsulate his essence. In the Parsha of Korach, when we read about the controversy, something which is not foreign to Jewish people, but Korach, and he gathers a whole cohort of different people, 250 elders, mostly the firstborn. We're told Dasan and Aviram, Dathan and Aviram. Dathan, of course, we know was in the 1956 epic Cecil B. DeMille movie, The Ten Commandments, played by Edward G. Robinson. And the Pasuk also tells us at the beginning that there was another individual that we only hear about very, very briefly, and somebody named On ben Peles, B'nai Reuven. We have Dasan and Aviram, and you have On ben Pelet from the tribe of Reuven. Who is this On ben Pelet, and why don't we hear about him again? And of course, we know how the showdown goes. They challenge Moshe, they challenge Aharon, the leadership, nepotism, etc. God creates a situation where the earth opens up and swallows the entire cohort, Korach and his cohort, into the earth. The people are still not convinced. They have other tests, but it just shows don't mess with Moshe. But the Medrash tells us something fascinating. The Medrash tells us that On ben Peles was not involved in any of these punishments in the catastrophe. And the Medrash says why? It says because he had a very smart wife. His wife said to him, she said, On, she probably hit him on the head, said, On, Numcup, what do you have to gain by being involved with these people? What good is it going to do for you? So she gave him what to drink, to eat. He fell asleep and he slept through the whole thing. And through that, she actually saved his life. You see, sometimes there is a member of the family who can see the bigger picture of what's going on, can sort of take in the landscape and can recognize what's ultimately good, what's going to be a good move, when to get involved, when not to get involved. And every family has an individual like that, and we hope that that strength, that character, is something that people can learn from and inspire, certainly those who follow. From what I did not know Leon, but from what I heard about him at his levaya and from his family, he was exactly such an individual. He was somebody who was willing to take risks, somebody who had tremendous appreciation for the greatness of Israel and the greatness of the United States of America and what it had to offer. He was someone who understood what had to be done to protect his family and to protect his people. And he was someone that really understood the bigger picture. And that's something that's trickled down now to the next generations. So these are people that we can learn from. These are people that we can be inspired by. So today, for Leon, for his shloshim, I hope again that his neshama should have an aliyah. His memory will always be for a blessing. Appreciation that we have for what he's done for Medinat Yisrael, but also for Klal Yisrael. And I hope that going forward, his family members and those who knew him will be able to take those sort of broad landscape roles and to look at the bigger picture and to see what's really needed for the Jewish people, what's really needed for our families. And if we could behave like the wife of Owen Ben Pellet, we could really create so much greatness and we could foster so much positivity in the world. And by doing so, we will all be the better for it. I know those who knew Leon were the better for it, for having known him, and I know that how much he treasured his family. So again, today on his shloshim, may the Shabbat have an aliyah. We should only have simchas and shul, and we'll see you so very, very soon.